they want to be buyers. Memphis is a team that they have not wanted to go down that road of becoming sellers and looking at breaking up this core. They want to continue with Mike Conley, Marc Gasol. They added Jaren Jackson, who's been a revelation this year at the top of the draft for them. But they're falling, and they have struggled. They've had injuries. Kyle Anderson's now out for a few weeks. They want, they did the Justin Holiday deal with Chicago to get them another wing. They gave up 2 second-round picks in that. That leaves them in a difficult position to do much else. That's a player they want to re-sign this summer. But they're buyers right now, but by the time we get to February 7th trade deadline, they may be so far out of it that they're going to have to be a team become sellers.
Actually, because I think their core, I think the league's just past them. There's nowhere they're going to catch up with where the league is right now with Marc Gasol as their best player. What type of value do he has on the market?
I still think Gasol has value on the market. I think there's a trade you could make for him, especially if it's a team that wants to re-sign him going forward, kind of knew what that was going to cost. But they've waited a long time to do this, and the window of getting maximum value for him has passed. He has not been on the market. They've not been open to doing that. So I think it's difficult for Memphis right now to know what it would be. And Marc Gasol can be a free agent this summer. He's never really wanted to leave. He loves that place. He grew up there. Listen, I don't know if he expects for them to be a championship contender again, but he wants to be a part of a competitive team that's competing to be in the playoffs, and they're not that anymore.
One X factor, they have Chandler Parsons, and if they're willing to take on long-term contracts, like maybe say a deal with the Heat, where they could marginally improve in the short term, they could potentially do a Parsons deal, although that's difficult to pull off.
By the way, I need a new category for my board because we're going to have buyers, sellers, on the fence, and then warriors who kind of float above everybody else. I want a category of teams that think they're buyers but maybe should be sellers, and this is where we get to the Wizards because they're in 11th
You
place
hate the Wizards,
east.
Rachel.
This is my team growing up, and I want everyone to look in the mirror. I do love what Bradley Beal is doing, the fight that he has shown. This is the Everybody Eats Wizards, as we know, without John Wall. But they don't have John for the rest of the season. And as we saw last year, Woj, you can sort of get it together for a few games for a while, but this is a better team with John Wall on it. It's a worse team without him. Should they be buyers or sellers?
Otto Porter will be the interesting player between now and the trade deadline. There's interest in him around the league, I think, especially in the Western Conference. And is there a team that could offer the kind of package that would make Washington want to do that? They have those 3 max contracts, and financially they're really strapped with having Porter under the max deal, obviously Beal, Wall. And so Porter's their way to get out of sort of salary cap hell right now and maybe create some flexibility. Will somebody offer enough to make Washington turn their attention to do that kind of deal?
Two teams to watch in this, and I'm not saying that they can pull it off. Utah and Sacramento would both love to have Otto Porter. Problem is, Otto Porter's been great since he moved to a 6-man role and has helped with their turnaround. And they've already been buyers. They already bought Trevor Ariza, and they're only 2.5 out of the playoffs. And the nature of this front office, which is in a little bit of danger going forward, is not to sell.
You mean to tell me a man that's making $100 million is coming off the bench?
And he's doing great.
Wow.
Wrong time. Seriously.
Man.
You were born just
coming off the bench
8
making
years too early, Tracy. 8 years. Finally, let's get to the Knicks, who are in 13th place out west. I mean, they should know which side of the fence they're on, right?
Yeah, listen, they are still trying to create more cap space in New York for free agency. Enes Kanter, they've talked, if they do Kanter, they're going to take back another expiring deal. They talked with Sacramento about Zach Randolph. Knicks weren't willing to take on more money. They would have saved some money in that deal. So right now, those talks have kind of gone by the wayside. What'll be interesting to watch between now and the deadline is there a team that would take Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract off of the Knicks' hands? And I don't think there is without the Knicks including draft picks, which they've not wanted to do. But if the Knicks wanted to get into free agency to get at 2 players, they have, they can get to 1 max contract. I don't know if they can get to 2. So they have too far to go. But getting salary off, I think, is a priority for New York.
So right now, keeping everybody that they have, are they able to sign Porzingis and go after another big-time free agent, or they have to clear cap space?
Here's an inconvenient truth for the Knicks. They do not have the cap space right now to even get Kevin Durant. They have to offload Courtney Lee or Tim Hardaway. Now, if Kevin Durant says, I am coming, could they make it happen? Yes. Yeah. But as Woj referred to, if they have these big plans, they still need to make a move. And the time to make a move is at the trade deadline, which is why they're trying to do something.
All right, get to the lightning round here because we got a bunch of other teams to get in. Whoa, Mavs, buyers or sellers? Look at that lightning. That's light. That is production, people. Buyers or sellers, Mavs?
I think somewhat on the fence because Brian mentioned Otto Porter Jr. That's another team that could be some intrigue. Do they have enough to pull that kind of a deal off? But largely sellers. And Dennis Smith Jr. is a player who's really fallen out of favor there. He doesn't fit with Luka Doncic. He doesn't fit with Rick Carlisle. His future is going to be elsewhere. And so that's certainly a player who's been made available, and they're talking with several teams about him.
All right, Tommy, hit me with more lightning because Thunder. Woj, what do you got?
They've got a trade exception.
Look at that. Look at that.
They've got a $10 million trade exception, but they also have a payroll that's really the highest in the league right now. They're deep into luxury tax, but they want to go for it this year. And if there's some shooting out there they can find, they've got to shore up their ability to shoot the ball. If they can find that kind of a player, move some money around. But right now, ownership has really committed financially. Will they go even deeper to do it? Because this is an Oklahoma City team that knows our window, our chance to do it is now, and they're trying everything they can to find something to get past Gold State with.
All right, more lightning, Director Tommy, because we got to get to you, Brian. What about the Pelicans?
The Pelicans are in desperation mode to try to get anything to help with Anthony Davis. They made an offer for Jimmy Butler. Didn't happen. They are out there in total buying mode. They are feeling the pressure every single day on Anthony Davis. Nikola Mirotic has been involved in some trades. Etuan Moore has been involved in some trade offers. Can they do something? I'm not optimistic, but they are trying.
I talked to Dell Demps, their GM, yesterday. They're 2-1 since they've got Mirotic back, Elfrid Payton Jr. back. He'd like to have a window here to evaluate this team with healthy, see what they are before he's got to make some decisions on trades. But
2.5 weeks.
But Brian said they're up against it.
All right, more lightning because Tracy, you're up. What about the Magic, your hometown guys?
Well, I hope we're buying.
Okay.
I think we need athletic point guard, and Dennis Smith Jr. will look good in a Magic uniform. He's a very explosive young guy. I think he could find his way in the Magic uniform, and we just haven't identified that position in quite some time.